What's your reaction to the statement that Julie Edge, the Education Minister, made yesterday, which was in reaction to the allegations that you had made on camera?
I'm just wondering exactly how she reached the conclusions that what I was saying was inaccurate, because in her own statement she says that the person was a drag artist. They introduced themselves as a drag queen to the children, and as they identified as a drag queen, I felt it was very improper not to refer to them as their own identity. Also as well, she confirms that they spoke about 72 genders. I did say 73, I'm sorry, my bad, one out. And a child was removed from class. I did get that wrong, and when she watches my interview on BBC, which went nationwide, she will see that I did actually correct that and say that it was actually the teacher that removed them from class and wasn't the drag queen. I did get that incorrect. But at no point did she say that any of my statements were false, which I find very interesting. She said they were inaccurate. And as from her statement, everything that I have said, she has actually confirmed happened.
Where do you think the inaccuracies have come from?
The inaccuracies have come from everything that I have got has come from the children, because still to this point, parents have not been told what their children were taught. They have not been informed about anything to do with the lessons. Now, what worries me here is that as all my information has been taken from the children and everything I have said has been directly from the children, being told that this is inaccurate, has been exaggerated, that is what you are telling children. So you are kindly telling this whole year of children that when they have something that is to do with a sexual nature and adults, and they go to anybody in authority, they are going to be told that they are exaggerating and it is inaccurate. Thank you. You have just taught a whole year of children. No one is going to believe them.
Some MHKs have stated that this whole storm is an attack on the LGBTQ plus community.
No, it has nothing to do with that at all. It is purely about protecting our children, making the content age appropriate for our children. A lot of these children have literally 6 months ago found out Santa isn't real, and suddenly you're teaching them about sex change operations and anal and oral sex. And any adult that is taking it away from those children, shame on you. Shame that you're making it about yourself. This is about the children. How dare you?
Do you feel now that this has been published, you're better informed about that incident?
No. I still have no idea what was taught. The genderbread man video that was shown to the children, we still have no idea what was in that video. Parents still have no idea what was in that video. And this is what is worrying us, is that these things are being shown to our children, being taught to our children without our consent and without our knowledge.
The statement from the department has all been about the impact on the department, the school, and the Isle of Man's reputation. What would you say to that?
I can very much understand the hate that has been conducted online towards them, and it's abhorrent, absolutely abhorrent. And the reason I know about it is because it has been aimed towards myself and parents that have stood up trying to protect their children. And this is one of the reasons why they came to me as a commissioner to ask to stand up for them, is that they were scared of the backlash online. And it is not the way that you fight this. You fight this by going down the correct channels. You fight this by presenting facts, and you fight this by actual reasonable debate. Being rude to someone, not the way to do it.
Why did you come to the media with these allegations and not go to the schools or the department?
The parents had already been to the schools. They had already been to the department. And they had got either no response or a standard email sent out to them. So they came to me asking for help. When I then approached this, I got exactly the same, which is the reason why I went to the media, because I wanted a response. I wanted this to be out there. I wanted it to be known. I didn't want it to be brushed under the carpet, ignored, and pushed away.
In Tynwald Court yesterday, in reaction to Julie Edge's statement, some MHKs, including Claire Barber, had said that this situation had damaged relations with the LGBTQ plus community. What would you say to that?
I would say this, once again, is nothing to do with the LGBTQ plus community. This is about protecting children, and it's about making sure that children have age-appropriate information given to them. If the information is not age-appropriate, it is wrong.
Who decides what's age-appropriate?
Well, this is my question, is that who is deciding this? Who is writing this curriculum? Who is sending this curriculum out? Where has this come from? These are the questions we need to ask. And once it has been sent out there, where is the support for teachers in actually delivering this curriculum? Where is the training for them? Julie Edge was very keen to talk about professionals. How can somebody be a professional if they're not given support, if they're not given training, and they're just given a folder and told to go into a room and teach something? This is an incredibly emotive, emotional and sensitive subject that needs to be taught properly by people that are not pushing an agenda and are purely there for the children.
Now, in the summary report, the investigators did interview the teachers who were present at the drop-down day, and the teachers confirmed in this report that they considered the presentation was proportionate and appropriate.
Once again, because we have not been able to see anything that has been taught to the children, it is hard to say. But if a child is going to react so strongly against something as kind of like the different genders, then they are obviously bringing in too young. And this is the problem.
But would you say that this type of subject matter is just too mature for children of 11 years old?
Yes. As I just said, they've only just learnt Santa isn't real. To suddenly then turn around and tell them that there are 72 genders is so confusing for them. They are just at this moment going into high school where everything changes for them. Their hormones are starting to kick in, which is another problem as well. They haven't actually developed sexually. So if they haven't developed sexually, how can they know whether they like boys, whether they like girls, whether they just don't like anybody at all? They can't form an opinion if they don't have the feelings for the opinion to be formed on. I don't disagree with sex education. I completely agree with it. But it has to be done at the right time, at the right level, and with the right information. And everything else is irrelevant.
What backlash have you suffered as a result of bringing this into the public forum?
Oh, lots. There's been wonderful things written about me online and wonderful things said about me. But, like Minister Edge with the report, I just don't read it.
The brief of the investigation, which was initially kept secret but has now been revealed, does list that you will be consulted as part of this process. Have you been contacted yet?
No, I haven't. I'm very happy to be contacted. I'm very happy to come and be involved in this education review. Obviously, what I will be saying is hearsay, and I would suggest they actually speak to the parents directly, like I did, to find the full information.
How much would you encourage parents to come forward? Because this is a confidential process.
Hugely. This is a time where parents can come forward freely and actually express how they're feeling about all of this. So I would really, really encourage those parents to come forward. Like they came to me and told me of their upset. Go and talk to these independent examiners and explain it to them.